Alright, so I'm going to be showing how to open up and disassemble this DELL Inspiron 7706 2-in-1. So first thing we're going to do, I like to point the hinge side away from me. We're going to go ahead and remove all the screws from the bottom. These seem to be PH0 or JS0 screws. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our screwdriver. We're going to undo all the screws from the bottom. Alright. You want to keep all the screws in order because they can be different size, shape, and lengths. It looks like these screws actually stay attached to the bottom here. So let's go ahead and undo all of them. Usually it's just these back ones, so let's see if these stay in place. Yeah, see, these come out. All right, you want to keep them in order because they can be different size, shape, and lengths. The way I do that is I put them flat side down like that on my desk in the pattern I remove them. So you got 4 more here and 4 here. The other 3 at the back where the hinge are will just stay in place like that, and those actually help you start the process of popping the bottom cover open. So I'll show you that once we get all these screws out. Alright, if this video helps you out, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. And it helps you save a bunch of money. Please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. If you can't help out that way, it would help a lot if you could watch a few of my other videos and then like and comment on those as well, because that's what the algorithm likes to see. Other than that, I do have another channel called It's Been Reviewed and More. Same profile picture, but zoomed in because it's basically my reviews, taking a close look at things. All right. Oh, good thing I opened it up because I need to actually shut this down. Okay, the customer said it's overheating, and then basically the computer is shutting itself off. Okay, so anyways, let me get this centered for a thumbnail. There we go. Or kind of. Okay, close enough, right? All right, so let's go ahead and close this up, and then we're going to go ahead and pop the bottom cover off. So now that we've undone these screws, you can see it pops up slightly there, okay, and also towards the middle. If you can kind of like go under here and pull that up. You can see like that, okay? Looks like this screw might still be holding a little bit, so we'll just double check and undo it. You can feel it click. All right, so we're going to go like that, just pull up and like that, okay? Go to the other side, pull up from here, push with your thumb on the hinge, and there you go. Okay, so now we got all of that out. It helps to kind of like bow the cover inwards like this, okay? So I'll pull up here and then push down with my thumb and my palm here, and then you can see we're able to release that whole thing. So we'll flip it over. This is what the bottom cover looks like. All right, looks clean, so we shouldn't have any issues with that. We'll set it aside. Okay, so the customer needed me to redo the thermal paste. At least they said the fan was running loud. I don't really see much dust here. It is a little dusty, but not really. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and disconnect the battery. The battery's connected right there, but let me go ahead and get a thumbnail here. Okay, so there we go. Okay, let's get a zoom in picture on the battery connector. We're going to disconnect that real quick, just so it's safer to work on since we're going to be removing the heatsink. Wiggle that with my fingernails. There we go. We're going to carefully open up the laptop. And after disconnecting the battery, I always recommend pressing and holding the power button for at least 15 seconds to drain any residual power. Right? This makes it a lot safer to work on, okay? And greatly reduces the risk of causing any expensive damage to the computer. All right? So, yeah, 15 seconds to save yourself the risk of really bad damage to your computer. Why not take it? Okay, so there we go. All right, so next, we don't need to take out the battery, but I'll take it out just so you can see what it looks like underneath. Okay, and then I'll kind of go over some of the components I see all around the laptop. So this says, what? Reserved for base store. What does that mean? Oh, the plastic of the battery thing has some damage to it. Anyways, took those screws out. We'll take this screw out as well. Okay, and then we'll lift this up. I'm going to take out this broken plastic bit because, yeah, I don't know. Unless I can super glue it back, there's no point leaving it in there. We'll get out the other screw over here. Okay, and this screw actually stays attached to the battery, it seems. Oh, this one's also broken. See that? All right, we're going to carefully lift this up, and then we're going to swing this out. So the plastic pieces here are just breaking off that hold the screws. So I'm going to see if I can glue those back together. we'll see. Okay, so the plastic here, I don't know, it's just very brittle. All right, we're gonna put a little bit of super glue on there, and we'll see if we can get it to stick back together. Plastic tends to be difficult to glue, so we'll see. I don't know if the super glue will stick to it or not. Okay, put a little there, put some there. All right, now that we got that out, we're gonna line this up and try and hold that together for about 30 seconds. Okay, if you don't want to see this part, obviously you can just fast forward through. But I'm gonna hold this here for about 30 seconds or so. And if that sticks, then we'll go ahead and glue the other one as well. The battery model number here is 3HWPP. It's right there. Okay, I don't know if you can see it there. 3HWPP. And yeah, it doesn't look like the glue worked. It actually just made more plastic pieces fall apart. So we're just going to toss those plastic bits. We're not going to be able to glue that together. And we'll set that aside. Okay, so this screw will have to hold it, and then these two we'll see. All right, this one has a connector that you need to remove if you're replacing the battery, because most likely the battery's not going to come with this. Usually what I do is I grab here and then I kind of just wiggle it to pull it out. I'm going to leave it in, but you just wiggle like this, okay? And eventually the connector will walk its way out. I'm going to leave that alone since that's not what we're repairing here. You can see the touchpad, trackpad connector here with the flip latch. You flip this up and then you can go ahead and pull that connector out. But I'm going to leave that in. This is where it connects to the motherboard. Keyboard backlight connector here, there's a flip latch there. Keyboard connector here, flip latch there. M.2 PCIe NVMe SSD under here. One screw, it pops up slightly, actually, sorry, two screws. It's holding this metal heat shield plate on top. You'll have to lift it up slightly and then pull that back. All right, there's one wireless antenna here with a speaker here. You can see the wireless antenna cables going along here. And then it curves around and then plugs into the wireless card there. The other antenna is here. And the other speaker here, obviously. Again, wireless antenna goes along and plugs in up there. The speaker, actually this speaker connects to the motherboard here, and then there's a wire that goes along at the bottom of the speaker here, and that connects this speaker here. Okay, what else do we got? You got this giant cable here, which connects the I/O board here, and that's for the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. Or headset jack. You also got the USB 3.0 port, SD card slot, and then you got the CMOS BIOS RTC real-time clock battery connected here. I don't know what the model of this is. It's covered with a sticker. It looks like a standard CR2032 but with a cable. Make sure if you get a replacement that the red wire is going towards the outside and the black wire is going towards the fan. This is most likely the fingerprint controller here, which has a little ribbon cable. Where is it going? I think that ribbon cable goes to this. Interesting. Yeah, because I don't see any of those little cables going to the motherboard. So this fingerprint cable goes to this board here, and then this other end goes into the actual power button fingerprint reader. Okay. Again, this isn't very dusty, but I'm going to clean it out a little bit anyways. You got the DC jack charge port connector here. It's underneath the hinge, so if you need to take this out, undo these screws, and then you'll have to lift the hinge up. If you can't get underneath the hinge to lift it, you'll have to open the laptop slightly after removing the screws, and then close it, and then it'll leave a little gap. You can get underneath and open it up. Just be careful you don't open it too far. You don't want it to bend this portion. LCD LVDS connectors here. There is a little flip latch that holds it underneath the clear adhesive, so peel that up and then flip up that little latch. Actually, this one also has that same latch mechanism here and here. Okay, and I think that's about all to show under here other than the RAM. So the RAM, there's two slots for RAM. We're going to pull these two tabs away from the stick and it pops up like that. This is an 8 gig PC4 3200 AA stick of RAM, so you should be able to use any PC4 3200 AA RAM, okay? And yeah, if you want, you can upgrade to two 16 gig sticks. I don't know if they have 32 gig sticks for that, but they do have 16 gigs. All right, anyways, I'm going to clean the dust off this and I'll be back. See you guys in a bit. All right, I'm back. So we cleaned out the dust here. Let's zoom out a little bit. Oh, I think my other customer's here to pick up. All right, so we're gonna have to remove the heatsink here. We don't need to remove the fan. The fan connects right there. Excuse me. The fan connects right there, in case you were wondering. But anyways, we're gonna undo the heatsink here, okay? Let's go ahead and switch to a PH1 or JS1 screwdriver to undo these screws. Okay, I'm gonna loosely do them so that way one screw isn't just pulling up on the entire thing. So we're gonna undo a few, or one at a time, just a little bit, a few turns. Okay, and then we're gonna go back here. Yeah, I think my customer's here, so I'm gonna have to go over there. All right, let's undo this all the way. I have to return their computer real quick. Okay, undo all those screws. Looks like they're all good. Okay, now that we got all the screws, wow, you can see that thing just lifted out easily, which is not good. That means that the thermal paste, wow, yeah, it's pretty dried up, especially on the GPU there. So anyways, let me go return their computer real quick and I'll be back. All right, I'm back. So first things first, we're gonna clean up the paste on the old CPU, GPU, and everything. Okay, so here you can see close up. We're just gonna wipe this stuff off. The GPU is the easiest, or the CPU is the easiest because there's no little thing sticking up on the chip itself. So we just wipe this stuff all off. Okay, we will use some isopropyl alcohol to clean it a little bit better afterwards. But for now, we're just gonna wipe what we can. We're gonna do the same thing with the heatsink. Okay. There you go. There you go. So you can see, for the most part, it's all cleaned up. GPU, same thing. Okay, the problem is the GPU has some things sticking up, so we might have to, I'm going to use a toothbrush to kind of get the rest of it out. Okay, but there you go. Clean that all out. Scrape between there. There we go. We got about as much as we can. I'm going to have to hold this off to the side over a trash can and then use a toothbrush to kind of just try and get all the rest out of these little things there. Okay, as you can see. All right, so let me do that real quick and I'll be back. All right, here you can see, after just cleaning it up with the toothbrush, most of it's clean. Oh, there's a little bit still stuck there. Okay. So basically just get a toothbrush and do that. Okay. All right, so there we go. That's all clean. We are going to have to clean the heatsink off as well. So that I'm just going to do over the trash can, and then we'll be back. We'll clean it up with some isopropyl alcohol. All right, I'm back. So let's go ahead now and clean this up with some isopropyl alcohol. Okay, we'll just get some paper towel. Get some isopropyl alcohol here. And we'll just pour it onto the paper towel. All right, then we'll go ahead and use that to clean off this. Let me zoom out a little bit here. Okay, and we'll just clean that off. Okay, you can see the gray stuff that kind of came out. I'm gonna do the same thing for the CPU or GPU die. Okay, you can see it turn more gray. All right. Flip this over, get a little more alcohol in there. Okay, and we're gonna go ahead and clean this off. Okay, and same thing with the GPU one. Left some residue, we're gonna dry it up. Okay, there we go. And let's go ahead and get any of that dust residue off here. Okay, so I'm going to use some PTM 7950 on here. Make sure it's a little... Is that a scratch? Oh, that's a scratch on the die or something. You see that little mark on there? Okay, anyways, we're going to use some PTM 7950 here. We're just going to cut some pieces there to fit, and then we'll put it back together, and hopefully they'll no longer have that thermal issue. Okay, so this stuff comes as a sheet here, and we're basically just going to get the size, and we're going to cut it to fit. Okay, so what I like to do here is I'll measure it. Okay, since this is the same size as that, we can probably, this one's thinner, this one's thinner. That's also thinner. So we're gonna have to do some weird cutting here, but we'll see. All right, so we got that. This one's about the same. So I'm gonna line this up, and then I'm gonna mark it to where I want it to cut, just like that. And then we're gonna cut this out. So zoom out a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna just cut this piece just like this. Okay, and then we're gonna cut this. There we go. Now that we have that little rectangle, we're gonna break that off. Okay, and then the little tricky part is separating this. Okay, give me a second. Where's my little tweezers here? Here we go. Okay, so we're gonna separate the clear layer. Or try to. Okay. So now we've got the clear layer. We're going to separate that. Okay, toss that clear thing aside. Okay, so we're going to stick that on like that. We're going to line it up. And we're just going to drop it down. And stick that into place. Okay, so there we go. We got that. Just to make sure that I don't leave that there, I'm going to draw something on it. And we'll peel that off once we get all of it set up. Okay, so now we got to do the next portion here. Let's see, is this one about that size? It's too big. Guess we'll just cut a completely new one. Okay, let's cut a completely new square here. All right, so we have this. Just gonna line it up and draw there. And this one, we're gonna line that up. And then we're gonna draw that there. Okay, let's go ahead and cut that square out. We're gonna have weird random bits of this stuff left over eventually. Okay, so that. We'll go on over here and cut that side. Okay. There we go. All right, now they've got that. Let's go ahead and separate the two layers. Come on, gotta get it to peel apart. This is the hardest part, is getting this to peel apart. Okay, the top layer is coming out first, so let's go ahead and peel that one. Okay, separate that. Oops. Okay, rid of that. Then we'll stick this on, we'll line it up. And stick that down, and there we go. Okay, again, we'll draw on top so we don't accidentally leave that there. And now we need to do the last one. This one, okay, that's about that. So, I'll take this, and we'll just mark it. Okay. All right, there we go. Let's cut out the last one. All right, so I'm gonna first cut this. All right. Okay, there we go. Got that all cut out. Okay, separate the layers. This layer looks like it'll come out easiest. Okay, peel that away. All right, then we'll get this. Line that up. Okay, stick that down. Okay, now that we got all that in, we just gotta peel all these layers up, put the heatsink back on, and we should be good to go. So we'll peel this off, and peel this off. There we go. Okay, I got that all lined up. Get the heatsink. Okay, we'll go ahead and line this back up. And now we'll just screw it back into place. They are numbered. I don't know if you can see the numbers on there. Okay, so we got the first one here. I like to twist backwards. Hear the click, you hear that? And then 1, 2, 3. Second one, click. 1, 2, 3. Third one, click. 1, 2, 3. Fourth one, click. 1, 2, 3. Fifth one is here. Click. 1, 2, 3. Sixth one, click. 1, 2, 3. Seventh, click. 1, 2, 3. Then we'll go again. 1, 2, 3. That's tightened all the way. Then we'll just go second one, tighten that all the way. Third one, tighten that all the way. Fourth one, tighten that all the way. All right, fifth one, tighten that all the way. And sixth one, tighten that all the way. And seventh one, tighten that all the way. And there we go. We got all the thermal paste reapplied. Let's go ahead now, put the battery back in and get the cover back on, and we should be good to go. All right, so this thing, you do need to line up these little things, tabs first, because they need to latch into place. Okay, so get that latched in under there, and this one latched in under there. Okay, it drops down. Make sure to pull that all the way down. Get this screw back in, tighten that down. I believe that's actually a PH1JS1, so let me keep using a PH1JS1. Good. All right. Is this okay? This is also PH1JS1. We'll get that in. But now that this is broken, I don't think these screws are really holding it anymore. So we'll get this last one in as well. It's not really that big of a deal because this battery is held in with this cable, and this screw will just keep it from moving around, so we should be okay. We'll get the battery connector lined back up and then pinch the two together just like this to get it in. And that's pretty much it. Let's get the bottom cover back on and then powered up, and we should be good to go. Hopefully this video helped you guys out. Again, if it did, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. And if it helped you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. Right? You can't help out that way. Again, it would help a lot if you could watch a few of my other videos and then like and comment on those as well, because that's what the algorithm likes to see. Other than that, I do have another channel called It's Been Reviewed and More. If you could subscribe there, that'd be really helpful. Same profile picture, but zoomed in. Alright, so this, you push this side down first, make sure it's flush. Then we can go up from the sides. Okay, you can see how this, you can see how this made a gap, so you have to make sure, hold that up so it stays in place. And then while you're holding that, clip in the bottom clips here. Okay, once you get that and this stays in place, then you're good. You can go ahead and work your way up. Whoa, why is this also cracked? But you can get that up, okay? Go work your way, and there we go. All right, now we just got to get all these screws back in, and we should be good to go. All right, again, using the PH0 JS0 screwdriver. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, hopefully it helped. Thanks for watching. You're welcome to stay as I get all these screws back in. We are going to power it up just to make sure everything is good. But that's pretty much all there is to it. All right. So these, we're going to have to get this screw in first, I believe. Okay, get that in. Good. And then clip these down. Get this guy in. Alright, there we go. Make sure that's all good. And the last screw on this side. Okay, make sure it's all clicked in. And let's get the remaining screws. And we'll flip it over, power it up, and hopefully we're good to go. This one. Alright, last two screws. Good. Alright, there we go. Let's flip it over, power it up, and see what we got. Alright. Power it up. Okay, keyboard's lit up, so we should be good. We'll wait for this to power on. Sometimes after disconnecting the battery, yep, there you go. It shows the Dell logo. And it's on. All right, so we should be good to go, assuming the thermal paste was bad and causing the overheating issue. It should be good now. You can see the computer's on. I always recommend doing a restart one time after doing any hardware changes. This technically wasn't a hardware change. We just redid the thermal paste and put it back together. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. All right, let's drop this. Bye.